Anies itu cita-cita hidupnya itu berkuasa.
Cita-citanya berkuasa?
Berkuasa, saya akan membaca gerak-geriknya yang sampai saat ini, dan ditarik ke belakang sana bertahun-tahun yang lalu ketika menjadi staf saya di The Partnership for Governance Reform. Itu di bawah UNDP.
Anies pernah jadi anak buahnya Kang Sobary?
Ada, ya pernah. Orang yang pandai ngomong, tapi kalau pelaksanaan di lapangan itu big zero, dia at the end namanya big zero.
Big zero.
Itu Anies belum dihitung, zaman itu belum dihitung.
Jadi big zero aja belum?
Big zero aja belum. Agak mulai sekolah Amerika ya, masih fresh from the oven itu tadi.
Kita sambut kedatangan siapa saja sambil mengatakan kami siap untuk disandingkan, kami siap untuk dibandingkan, dan kami yakin bahwa gagasan kita, karya kita, rekam jejak kita, program kita, bila disandingkan maka kita akan bisa mengajak rakyat Indonesia untuk Indonesia yang lebih baik ke depan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sahabat Pena Ufuk dimanapun berada, kita bisa mudah melacak di media sosial statement Muhammad Sobary, seorang antropolog dan juga budayawan ini. Beliau banyak sekali mengeluarkan statement yang menyerang dalam tanda kutip secara pribadi kepada Pak Anies Baswedan. Dan Pak Anies sudah berkeliling dunia di banyak negara untuk menghadiri beberapa undangan dan forum internasional, karena memang banyak negara membutuhkan pikiran-pikiran Pak Anies, gagasan-gagasan beliau dan solusi-solusi terhadap ancaman yang dihadapi dunia saat ini. Namun kita melihat Muhammad Sobary ini terus saja membuat framing jahat kepada Pak Anies Baswedan, dan kita sudah menyaksikan. Dan untuk lebih lanjutnya kita saksikan berikut ini saat Pak Anies di Forum Ekonomi Dunia berbagi gagasan.
Ya, kawan saya bilang bahaya loh Anies kalau sampai jadi presiden. Setuju nggak?
Sebelum orang pada ngomong, saya sudah ngomong.
Itu maksud saya.
Jadi orang-orang itu nambah apa yang saya umumkan.
Iya, waktu itu apa?
Ya, orang gini ini berbahaya ini. Kalau dikasih kekuasaan ini berbahaya sekali.
Anies ini berbahaya kalau dikasih kekuasaan.
Morning everyone, thank you for attending this session. This is a what if session, but in a way that label is a bit of a misnomer, because the fourth industrial revolution, the age of automation and AI and connectivity is upon us. It is changing the way that we work, it is changing the way that we consume, it is changing the way that we live. And that rate of change is ever accelerating. Just yesterday, the CEO of IBM, Ginni Rometty, said, in 5 years, there's no doubt in my mind that cognitive AI will impact every decision made. Every decision made. Well, if we take her at her word, that's going to be quite transformational. The thing about revolutions, though, is that revolutions can destroy the old even as they build the new. So what we're going to explore today is the impact on labor and talent, on education and retraining, and on how governments, businesses, and individuals can shape the employment architecture for the future. We've got a very well qualified, very well informed group of people, I think. I would like to begin with introduce Minister Anies Baswedan, who's the Minister of Education and Culture of Indonesia. To my left, Kathleen Chiu, who is Group Legal Counsel for YTL Corporation of Malaysia. To her left, Gerald Lawless, who wears quite a few hats. And Lawless, yes, exactly. So he's head of tourism and hospitality for Dubai Holding in United Arab Emirates, and he's given me his card, and there are 3-4 other things, but we'll probably get to that later. And to my right, Prakash Malya, who is Managing Director for Southeast Asia for Intel. let me begin with Anis. What, given the framework of the discussion and the disruption of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, what should a government's priorities be from the point of view of policy in terms of planning for the future? You belong to a country with a big population, with a growing population, and a huge proportion of young people who are going to be really impacted by these changes.
Thank you. I think that the challenge that we have in Indonesia is also perhaps similar to many developing countries across the globe. Preparing our youth, preparing our next generations to be part of the Fourth Industrial Revolution's era. And for that, look at our profile or our pictures today. I said yesterday, the phenomenon that we are facing. Our students were 21st century students. Our teachers were 20th century teachers. And our classroom is 19th century classrooms. And this is perhaps a phenomenon that is being faced across the globe. And I think to improve this, or to tackle these gaps, government need to focus on empowering stakeholders. In our case, stakeholders of education. And the key stakeholders of education are parents and teachers. These are two agents that is often overlooked whenever we're talking about preparing our next generations. Teachers, we focus so much on teachers, but parents are often overlooked. And they are the most important, they are the first, but they are the least prepared agent to prepare for the next generation. So focusing on that. But the other thing that is also critical is, as we are undergoing these transformations, many of the jobs that we are now seeing may disappear. That is been said many, many times. And when it comes to education, the questions is often raised. Can teachers be replaced by technology? Can then we ask technology to help preparing our next generations? I often approach it in a different slant. What kind of teachers is replaceable by technology? What kind of teachers is not replaceable by technology? And I think this is similar to any other jobs available. As we are transforming ourselves, we need to equip ourselves with the new competence, new skills that made us irreplaceable in that sense. The other aspect that is critical is, especially in the area of education, is we need to add what we bring into our classroom. In the past, we focused so much on what we often call as 3R. Reading, writing, and arithmetics. Now we need to add with literacy in terms of financial literacy, cultural literacy, information technology literacy. And on top of that, the World Economic Forum produced a report 2 months ago on the importance of the 21st century competence, that is creativity, critical thinking, collaborations, and communications. So the challenge that we are now facing, disparities, and then we have to prepare the next generations for the challenge that we are not yet seeing the reality, that our preparations is to enable them to be part of the future by equipping with the 4 C's that I mentioned earlier.
So I just want to follow up one point that you made when you talked about 19th century classrooms. So on a practical level, what is your ministry doing to, let's say, upgrade the hardware? And on a specific level, what is your ministry doing to upgrade the quality of your teachers? Parents you can't control. You can never control the parents.
Yes, and they don't want to be controlled. Number one, the phenomenon of 19th century classroom is everywhere. The setting of our classroom is still in the period of the third industrial revolution's era, that we prepare our teachers to be an instructor in the classroom. And that's why the setting is teachers as instructor. Now, teachers is more a facilitator. So number one that we're doing is training the teacher to shift the role from instructor into facilitator. So what we did is we're launching a massive teachers training across the country. The size is rather big. We have 2.9 million teachers under our authority, and on top of that, the infrastructure itself we choose not to change in terms of changing the setting of the classroom or anything. No, but we focus more on the teachers. We focus more on making technology available, especially information communication technology. So what we do is we are, for example, we're preparing our exams into a computer-based exams. The idea is to make our exams be an interactive exams, and we're able to provide much of the innovations into our exams. Otherwise, with this large number of students, we will not be able to do that. So providing technology in our schools, enabling teachers to change its role from instructor into facilitator through trainings. And the fourth one is actually, we're doing it, we are creating a directorate on parenting education. Yes, indeed. And we created this directorate. The idea is to facilitate learning among parents. So successful parents were being interviewed, they share their stories and experience, and we put it into our system that we then distribute it to parents across Indonesia through our schools. So now schools were required to invite parents twice per semester, and the materials that we have from lesson learned from other parents were being distributed to them. The idea is we have to make sure teachers and parents understand that we all are learners. If you want to be part of the futures, then you really have to understand that we are learners, not only the students, but also the teachers and parents. And so those are the three things that we're doing.
Well, that's edifying. I think all of us would like to sit in on one of these classrooms.
Ya, tentu kita sudah menyaksikan dan mendengarkan dengan sangat seksama bagaimana Pak Anies hadir dalam sebuah forum ekonomi dunia. Dan ini sudah lama ya, ketika beliau masih menjabat sebagai Menteri Pendidikan dan juga Kebudayaan di era Pak Jokowi di periode pertama. Pak Anies memang gagasannya sangat luar biasa. Kehadiran Pak Anies di forum ini menunjukkan dunia memang mengakui Pak Anies sangat cerdas dan punya solusi-solusi yang ditawarkan dan juga bisa relevan untuk menghadapi tantangan tidak hanya di Indonesia pastinya, tapi juga di dunia. Dan di satu sisi Muhammad Sobary ini yang kita kenal sebagai antropolog dan juga budayawan, seharusnya lebih memberikan kritikan yang konstruktif yang mengoreksi pikiran-pikiran Pak Anies yang dipandang tidak baik dan bukan malah memperlihatkan kerendahan etika di depan publik dengan memberikan penilaian-penilaian seperti itu kepada Pak Anies Baswedan. Diakui atau tidak oleh Muhammad Sobary, Pak Anies sudah membuat kemajuan besar saat beliau menjadi Menteri Pendidikan, apalagi ketika beliau menjadi Gubernur Jakarta. Apa yang disampaikan Pak Anies tadi itu adalah hanya bagian kecil, hanya satu titik di antara banyak negara yang beliau telah kunjungi untuk menghadiri undangan di forum-forum internasional dalam berbagi gagasan di antara para tokoh-tokoh dunia. Dan kita melihat ini, dan saya sendiri membagikan kembali video ini karena bagaimanapun dalam pandangan saya di era sekarang ini kita harus memberikan edukasi, menampilkan pikiran-pikiran baik dan untuk mencerdaskan anak bangsa, khususnya ya Gen Z yang saat ini memang kecenderungannya lebih banyak di medsos. Ya, saya membagi kembali ini statement Muhammad Sobary untuk mengoreksi, untuk meluruskan bahwa tidaklah seperti itu apa yang dipersepsikan oleh Muhammad Sobary. Ya, Pak Anies tidak seperti itu sebenarnya, sehingga ke depan saya khawatir ya jika hanya mendengarkan statement-statement dalam tanda kutip menyesatkan, framing jahat Muhammad Sobary terhadap Anies Baswedan, Gen Z hari ini dan juga generasi di masa mendatang, mereka dengan mudah percaya bahwa Pak Anies memang orangnya seperti apa yang dikatakan oleh Muhammad Sobary, sehingga di sini saya menampilkan sebuah video yang sebuah perbandingan dan kembali publik bisa menilai apakah Pak Anies tidak punya kualitas, apakah Pak Anies seperti apa yang dilontarkan oleh Muhammad Sobary itu. Saya kira bagi kita yang punya akal sehat ya, kalau kita mengaktifkan akal sehat dan tidak mengedepankan sebuah kebencian, maka kita akan adil menilai Pak Anies, akan mengakui bahwa beliau adalah orang yang sangat punya ilmu yang sangat luas, punya pengalaman panjang, dan punya gagasan-gagasan besar. Beliau seorang intelektual yang mungkin salah satu putra terbaik Indonesia saat ini, dan lebih dari itu Pak Anies adalah orang yang sangat ketat menjaga integritasnya, menjaga wibawa ilmunya, dan untuk menghidupkan jiwa-jiwa publik, jiwa-jiwa orang yang telah mendengarkannya. Ketika Pak Anies berbicara seakan kita terhipnotis, seakan itu adalah hemburan cahaya kebenaran yang mengalir dari lisan-lisan beliau. Itu menunjukkan bahwa Pak Anies, apa yang dikatakannya itu adalah memang bersumber dari lubuk hatinya, memang sangat termasuk ketika beliau berbagi gagasan besar terhadap Republik ini, memang itu dari hati nuraninya, perhatiannya untuk melihat bangsa Indonesia ini maju lebih kuat dan juga melihat rakyat Indonesia lebih sejahtera ke depannya. Sahabat Panel Ufuk sekalian, ya mungkin itulah di sini saya tidak membenci pribadi Muhammad Sobary. Beliau seorang yang hebat dan hanya mengoreksi di sini pemikiran beliau terkait dengan penilaiannya kepada Pak Anies Baswedan. Sekian, terima kasih.